The most embarrassing moment of my life. If you've ever had the awkward moment, the awkward moments just seem to be massive pivot points to me. It's those awkward moments like learning how to ride a bike, asking a girl for coffee, learning a new exercise, discovering how to swim. It's those awkward moments where you get to show up in a whole new way. My name is Mr. 2020, and I find manifesting to sometimes be a little awkward. And you are listening to the Power of Imagination podcast. And I'm going to invite you to have more fun. So let's dive in. So I go to David's Ham Fest. Boy, that could mean something different to different people. Let me clarify. David smokes hams. Him and his buddy started doing this years ago. And it's something that's just grown. And he invites me and Victoria to come to the Ham Fest. And we do. We take something biblical called bread and wine. A really good bottle of wine. Doesn't got to be expensive, by the way. It was only like $26. Really nice loaf of bread. Didn't have to be expensive either. Like $8, something like that. But it's from a time-tested sourdough recipe that my friend Damien makes. God, he's gorgeous, and so is the bread. And of course, I seem to digress because, I'll be honest, I didn't know if I was gonna go. And I wrote about this in the Cool Kids Remarkable chat yesterday. Because I just couldn't do small talk. I normally have problems with small talk, and yesterday I had a huge problem with it. And I woke up before the sunrise, in the dark as usual. And I'm wondering, will I go or not? Does Victoria want to go or not? Yeah, we've talked about it, but does she really want to go or not? And I just can't do small talk. Right now, I just can't. I can't do it. And to voluntarily sign up for it in the afternoon, I don't leave the house in the afternoon ever. But I got a yes. And it's like, all right, I love David. And I got to meet his friends and family. It was just a lot of love there yesterday. And we showed up with our bread, with our wine, like we were bringing the Last Supper to the Christmas fest. And it's David's transition from work David to play David. And I just love that. He's got a transition time built in. And I had the most glorious time. I hung out with a fella named Simon. Oddly enough, Simon and I, we ended up standing like at the gateway to everything. And he even made a joke about being the doorman or the gatekeeper or something like that. And here's the crass commercial, because in Remarkable, we're doing the 12 Disciples in 2025. And there are a lot of people thinking about joining. There are a lot of people thinking about staying. That did 2024, some that it did 2023 too, some that did 2022. We've been doing this for a while. And every year it's different. And every year we invite you to explore you and your world differently. But let me tell you, we went and there was not 1 ounce of small talk, at least not in my presence. There was a lot of genuine sharing, respect, love, and even admiration. And I just felt lovely. I just felt at home. I felt welcomed. And then there was the most embarrassing moment of my life. Hey, 20, this is, what's her name? Hey, what's her name? This is 20. You two are going to get along great because of what he does. By the way, I don't even remember talking about what I do. And she goes, what do you do? And I did what I tend to do. Historically, I fumbled the ball. I just rambled. Whatever, I don't know. Showed up, seemed safe. And I've been rambling about what I do for decades. Instead of clearly just saying, and what's delightful right now is I totally forgot what I wrote this morning about this. In other words, I've given myself the gift of an awkward moment, something that I can discover with you. Because I really don't like saying I do neurolinguistic programming, I teach the law of attraction, and I'm a life coach. Yeah, I could be classified as any of those, but that's really not what I do. Seems to me what I do is I help people get out of their own way. And I get that I can just leave it at that. Yeah, you know what I do? I help people get out of their own way. And if they want more, maybe I get to share more. No, because here's what I notice. People have repetitive inner arguments. They're in there talking to themselves, mostly defending where they are and what they've done, and preventing themselves from making mistakes. Endless internal argument, endless internal chatter. And the weird thing is they often seem to be seeking agreement. And I just help them put an end to all that. And that's what I seem to do in the programs and the courses in joinremarkable.com. On the one-on-ones, just had one this morning, 6:30 a.m. my Sunday. God, it was yummy. And yet I seem to digress again. Because invariably someone's going to ask me in this conversation, you've got a weird name. I say, yeah, I do. It's a reminder, and it's an invitation for me to remember. Life's all about vision. It just seems to me that you came here to let your light shine forth, to sing a song, to dance a dance that no one else can do. That you came here to just experience happiness and joy and love. And most people settle for defense. They put up boundaries. They have positions that they can defend. They've got arguments they can defend. And they've got a lot of inner chatter that prevents them from singing a new song to the Lord. Neville Goddard taught your imagination is your savior. It's Jesus Christ. I just keep saying you are how God has the adventure of a lifetime. Let it be an adventure. But you can never have an adventure as long as you're defending the self-built prison cell that you've put yourself in and that you beat yourself to death in. I can invite you to the dance. JoinRemarkable.com. If you're just getting started with us and you go there and all that scares you, ManifestingMasteryCourse.com. Start with that little 90-day program. Takes 15 minutes a day for 90 days. I think everyone should do that, and I've gotten way more than one email telling me this should be taught in schools. Everyone should do ManifestingMasteryCourse.com. It's $97. It's a 90-day program. That's $1 a day. Takes about 15 minutes. See what I've done? I'm clever. I've eliminated excuses. And to invite you to actually do it, I tell people, every 7 days, Victoria and I send you our personal update. And we invite you to send us yours every 7 days. And we do something marvelous. We write back. It actually takes time. It's actually putting skin in the game. It's actually dancing and touching a life. Mine, hers, yours. But meanwhile, people will settle for Reddit. They'll gather more data instead of celebrating more dance. And meanwhile, I got to notice I had a very embarrassing moment. And it may or may not have looked like it on the outside, but it sure as shit felt like it on the inside. Because I kept doing what I've done for years. And I'm tired of doing what I did for years. I'm very successful at what I do, right, in multiple ways. We've got a great business. I've totally rebuilt my body, my hip. I should be crippled with scoliosis. I should have had a hip replacement. A lot of people think I have. And I tell them I didn't replace my hip. I replaced me. And it's true. And I share how I did that, a series of recordings, but that's another thing. But for right now, I'm just inviting you to notice. Do you want to be more happy? See, I'm tired of telling people you can have what you want in life because people don't believe that. Oh, I hope it works for me. Let me just ask. Would you enjoy getting out of your own way? Yes or no? Some people don't believe they're in their own way. That's fine. But for those of you who notice, you know what? I get in my own way. Would you like to stop getting in your own way? Would you like the inner arguments to end? Would you like to stop repeating the same shit to yourself? Because people repeat the same shit stories for years. I invite you to let your vision out. There's a reason why I changed my name to Mr. 2020. There's a reason why I do what I do. And there's a reason why I keep exploring it, because you know what? This isn't something that you just learn once. Here's how to throw a front kick. I could teach you that in 4 minutes. I've taught, 10,000 people how to throw a front kick or how to throw it more effectively. But meanwhile, I continue to explore my martial art for decades now. I started with it when I was 12. I'm now 58, 46 years later. God, I'm finding the coolest shit in my martial art and inside of me. And so I invite you to the dance. So you got a choice today. Settle for more data. Just collect it. Collect data. The more data you get, the more data you got. Or on the other hand, you could join in a dance with us. If you got gold today, feel free to like, share, comment. I'd love to know. Drop me an email. I love emails. And I reply to every single one of them. And if I don't reply to yours, drop me a note again. Sometimes they get lost. And of course, 2024 is coming to an end. Are you ready for something to come to an end? Are you ready to let your light shine more? Do you want to get out of your own way? Join remarkable.com. So, I'm going to imagine up something yummy as I take a sip of coffee and I go into the silence. All right. It doesn't take that long. Neville used to at the end of every lecture say that. And he would say, we're going to dim the lights. And for about 2 minutes, they'd go into the silence. He's inviting you to imagine up something yummy, right then, right there, to apply what we've just explored. And not make this work like so many people make it. Meanwhile, thanks for listening. Sharing is caring. Want to get out of your own way? I've invited you. Let's see if you will. Join us. See ya.